Um, I've got a bit of Karachi and a bit of Banza in me. I know that the pain that I went through for them few months, no one can ever put me through that pain again. I had an interview about my new business. I got asked a question and I got emotional. I said everything. Even at that point, I genuinely thought that there might be some humanity left in some of these individuals. But no, it was. The initial response was, well, he's not talking about Yorkshire. He hasn't mentioned them. Then it was just all about discredit. I don't know how I've done it. I really don't. This process over the last 14 months has been difficult in a lot of ways, but I've kept putting myself and my wife
Would you like to take a break, Mr. Rafiq, for a moment or two?
please.
Yeah.
Interest, social media has been, I felt like, just finishing off where I was, I felt all I wanted was an acceptance, an apology, an understanding, and let's try and work together to make sure it never happened again. When I raised the complaints again, it was a complete denial. I was very lucky, supported by certain members of the press, but in the winter months it became like it wasn't news again, and I felt like social media was my voice, and I felt very determined that I wasn't going to let this go, no matter how much damage it caused me, which I think we'll only find out in 4 or 5 years' time, but I was very determined to become a voice for the voiceless. I had a lot of messages from parents, kids as young as 15, throughout the country. A professional player messaged me saying, "You've just done what we've always all wanted to do but never had the balls to do it." In my first spell, there was instances that happened that I didn't really see it for what they were. I was in denial. Like I said, I knew there was something that wasn't right, but I didn't quite know what it was. And to go with that, why did I go back? To be honest, start of 2016, I started really well. I was training with Derbyshire. They didn't have the finances to offer me a contract, and I was in a position where putting food on the table was really difficult, and I genuinely had no other option but to go and try and fulfill not only my dream but my family's dream. And that's just the honest why I went back. But more importantly, I think I was in denial right up to 2017. And one thing I want to talk about is for a person of colour to actually start accepting that you're being treated differently because of your race, religion, is actually quite a tough thing to take. Because then after that, you're always like, why? You just want answers, but you never get answers. So, and I didn't want to believe it, but when it became pretty evident around the loss of my son, I was like, look, I can't keep looking the other way. I've got to speak about this. And yeah, that's the situation really.